I don't even want to be around that thing, whatever the heck that is, with like horns coming out of your head and tattoos all over your arms and chest and like, oh my gosh.
A family can be made up in many different ways.
It's called SOGI, for Sexual Orientation and Gender Identification, a curriculum that teaches public school students across Canada to celebrate the homosexual lifestyle and that gender is fluid. In other words,
oh my gosh, are you kidding me? To celebrate the homosexual lifestyle? Okay, so we went from having them have basic rights to exist, which they already had anyway, but so they can have a so-called marriage between two people of the same gender, to this, where it's being taught in their children. It's textbooks. I mean, this is something that's even basic nuclear family values aren't even taught.
Your gender is not dependent on what parts you were born with, but rather what you feel like in the moment.
So it's not about what you're born with, but what you feel like. So it's not about how God designed you to be, but what you decide to be, which is very selfish, by the way.
Are boys, there's people that are girls. There are people whose gender might be a little bit of both or might even be neither.
Lessons include books about transgender children, such as 10,000 Dresses, and songs like The Rainbow Song.
Gender won't decide the choices we make. Some boys like dressing up, some girls like catching snakes.
The SOGI curriculum started in British Columbia in 2016 and is quickly spreading throughout Canada.
I just thought, who decided that this was okay to teach our children?
Author and inspirational speaker
The devil did. That's who.
Laura Lynn Tyler Thompson is a leading voice against the SOGI curriculum.
And we are seeing the results of that now, because some kids are reacting very emotionally and saying, and they're in fear. Will I suddenly struggle with feeling like a different gender inside of my body?
Carrie Simpson of Culture Guard, another leading opponent, calls the curriculum nothing short of child abuse.
All those beautiful qualities
Yes, finally, somebody with some common sense.
That make young girls, beautiful girls and women, are being basically vilified. The things that make our boys boys are being, taken from them. So things of equating young men to being strong protectors is something that's now evil.
But Morgan Auger, a transsexual and supporter, claims it's about acceptance, not indoctrination.
The idea is to teach kids that there are gay kids and there are trans kids and there are trans parents and gay parents in our society, and everybody's wanted and desired. After all, that's what our Human Rights Code says, and it's the role of school.
But we're not singing songs about our rights at all. Like, what is this person even talking about? These kind of people are so evil. It's unbelievable. They're the most selfish people I think I can think of in my mind. You go about the generosity of being in a so-called marriage, which is already blasphemous and controversial enough, to wanting to have a children's program. I mean, this is just unreal. And we have to ask the question, how are these things being allowed to be legalized?
To teach the following of our laws, right?
Simpson disagrees, saying she sees SOGI's real goal as
altering our culture from a heteronormative society into one where anything goes, no boundaries, no values, no morals. It's a hedonistic cult, basically, what they're implying.
Another blaring example, drag queen story time. It's happening in Canada and America, where some public schools and libraries invite drag queens, some dressed like horned demons, to read.
Oh my gosh, who does this look like? This looked like a very moral character that you want around your children, let alone adults. I mean, I don't even want to be around that thing, whatever the heck that is, with like horns coming out of your head and tattoos all over your arms and chest and like, oh my gosh. And I used to think clowns were scary.
Obstructionist agenda. They're using children, little 5-year-olds, to accomplish this. And parents are waking up and saying no.
When asked about parents' rights, OJ says,
Well, actually, in Canada, parents' rights are limited, and children's rights are put ahead.
Wait, whoa. Parents' rights are limited, but children's rights are put ahead.
So the child has the right to be protected from the parents when the parents behave badly.
Canada is known.
Oh my gosh. So the child is protected from the parent, but hold on, dude, whoever the heck you are, parents are the guardians and the caregivers of the child. The child doesn't exist without the parents. So the parents should have the absolute right over the child until they're at least 18 years old. I mean, this is unbelievable. This is the world that we're living in. This is so contrary of the Bible, and this proves that we're in the end times. I mean, this is unbelievable.
It's one of the most gay-friendly countries in the world, with many of their largest cities featuring their own gay villages, like here in Vancouver, which has literally rolled out the Rainbow Road. Most gays, like village resident Dave Davy DiCarlo, support SOGI and limiting parental rights.
The change that we have to see is sometimes the parents. And the kids are doing actually really okay.
This is very scary stuff.
Longtime Vancouver area pastor Kevin Kavanaugh says this is far more serious than most Canadian Christians realize.
Our problem is not the teachers, the educators, the administrators. This is a battle in the heavenlies.
He says Satan is going after their most vulnerable, the children.
And the little girl came home in tears because the teacher had told her, since she was playing with some toys in the class that were deemed to be masculine in nature, that she was likely a boy in a girl's body. The mother went to the school the very next day, and instead of having any sort of tolerance or support or understanding, she was actually called names. She was told that she was a homophobe, that she was a bigot.
With that in mind,
wow, imagine that. And people think this is the minority still, at least the minority in the sense of opinion, like the theology. I don't want to call it theology, the ideology, this radical, perverse ideology.
Tyler Thompson, Simpson, and Pastor Kevin are spreading their message across social media and in town hall meetings. The pro-gay backlash has been fierce.
And the hatred and the anger and the bullying that came against us, even though we said, we love you, we don't take from you the opportunity and the freedom to live as you choose. We love you, but we do not agree with you.
Pastor Kevin believes Canadian Christians are in a 2 Chronicles 20 moment.
The word was this battle is not yours, Jehoshaphat. This battle is the Lord's.
And the church is beginning to prepare for what it takes to fight for our kids.
The battle between an aggressive
This is so true, and I think when you have children that are upset, that when children are actually have more of a higher moral compass than the actual teachers and legislators, and saying, I don't want to be a boy, or Mom, I don't want to be a boy, I'm still a girl, I'm just playing with this truck or whatever. Like, this is how radical Canada has become. So please like, share, and subscribe. Thank you for following.